Hello, everybody. For as long as I can remember, the importance of community service has been instilled in me. When I was a kid, my parents would say, Calvin, remember to give something back because nobody makes it on his own. Everybody needs help. And I'd say, okay, Mama. To show you that I learned my lesson well, I'm going to share several examples. There's a little-known secret about community service called the Trifecta of Value Creation. The beneficiary, the direct beneficiaries of your community service receive value. The community is strengthened when its individual members are strengthened. And third, you receive value because of the heightened self-esteem, the sense of selflessness that you acquire from helping others and pursuing a goal bigger than yourself. Skill development is another aspect that is beneficial to you as a community servant. Networking, differentiation are all benefits that you receive as a part of the trifecta of value creation. As a 25-year-old, my very first project gave me an opportunity to serve in the community. At the time, I was a radio DJ, and I had an idea. And I must have gotten it from Ebony Magazine, or Jet, those who know what those publications are. And they were talking about sickle cell disease. And I said, Calvin, you're on the radio. Maybe you can do something about it. I talked to one of my colleagues who was a city commissioner, as a matter of fact. He said, well, Calvin, yes, we can do something about it. He said, we can do something about it. I said, okay, let's start a foundation. I said, who's going to do the work? He said, you are. I said, that's interesting. That's very interesting. My vision was to educate the community about sickle cell anemia and sickle cell disease. That was the extent of my vision. It seemed that every time I talked to somebody, they would say, Calvin, we should do this. And I'd say, who's going to do that? And they'd say, you are. At the end of the day, here's what we did. We had a campaign on the radio talking about sickle cell anemia. I could do that. That was my vision. We also went out to the schools and talked to students. I could do that, and I did. My sister is a member of the, I call them the pink and green ladies. That's Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. And as it turned out, sickle cell anemia was their national project. That opened up a whole new world for me. She said, we can help you, bruh. I said, okay. And they went out and started speaking about it as well. Then I said, if somebody might sue me, I need to get some legal advice. I started working out collaborations with lawyers and members of the medical community because I needed medical help. Somebody said, well, maybe we should do, in addition to the education, perhaps we should do screening and testing. And I said, well, who's going to do that? They said, you are. I got on the phone. I called the Jackson Hines Sickle Cell Council. This was in Mississippi. Okay? And I made a connection with them and developed a partnership. And they said, Calvin, we're so happy. We're the only place in the state of Mississippi that's addressing this issue, and you're doing it up there? We'll help you. We'll give you all the materials you need. We'll provide screening and testing for everybody who's interested. I said, wow, what we do? That's great. In addition to that, we needed money. We had to raise money. We had to do a major fundraiser. And I said, well, who's going to do that? You are. I was able to get students together who were my troops. And we got permits. We went all over the town with buckets from one of my sponsors, because I was on the advertising side as well. Miller Lite Beer gave us the buckets and a donation and said, you can use the buckets to collect the money. And we got permission from the city to do traffic stops. Have you ever seen people raising money out in the streets and they're walking up and down the street, stopping cars? Oh, yeah, we did that too. The students need to be trained because I had legal liability. And of course, I had a lawyer. And who trained them? I did. This one project gave me an opportunity to get significant experience. Remember that trifecta we talked about? Significant experience that paid off later in life. From organizing the education aspect to forming partnerships with a sorority and doctors and lawyers, members of the medical community and politicians and community leaders, this 25-year-old had enough energy for me and about 8 or 9 of you. I was busy. And can you think of the confidence that little fella had after completing that project? Because it was extensive. I learned about Scope Creek. That's real. It got bigger and bigger, yet we handled it. We managed it. And that organization lasted for a number of years. That's the first example, community service. Oh, by the way, I enjoy community service. It's fun for me. Next, in 2003, several parents and I got together and decided that we wanted to help the students in the Louisville Independent School District and beyond improve their education. We were concerned about the disciplinary incidents that were occurring and the discrepancies. We were concerned that some of our kids weren't taking advanced placement courses. We were concerned that some of our children were not prepared to take the SAT and the PSAT. And we didn't see a proper motivation, just perhaps because of the environment and the cultural differences. And there were other problems. There was no tutoring program that addressed the needs that they had. In 2003, I became one of the founders and the first president, which I served for 4 years, of CAP, CCAAP, Concerned Citizens and African American Parents. That organization is still in existence today. Why is that? My vision in this case, because I learned from that first experience I had, was to be a little bit more specific and to have more depth. My vision was to develop an organization that could stand the test of time and that continue on after my tenure. What do we do? I got a text this morning from one of the people who work with me. We did a Walk for Success home visit campaign. On a Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning and afternoon, we visited more than 100 homes in our area. We developed a single source resource kit with the help of the school district, which included all the resources that a parent would need to steer their child or children in the right direction. If they want to know something about AP classes, it was in this kit. If they want to know something about all the various academic opportunities, extracurricular opportunities, they were in this kit. If they wanted to know about the gifted and talented program, that information was in the kit. We put this single source resource kit together and went to homes and got feedback from the parents to find out what it is that they needed to help their children. They said we needed a tutoring program. Well, who did that? No, I didn't do that. I learned. See, I delegated. I delegated that. We had a team together of tutors who did that. That's right. We got that going. We did health and lifestyles expos and career expos. Who did that? No. I was a part of it. We had a team of people in the community who participated in our career expos and health and lifestyle expos and our teacher forums because we wanted to help them recruit more minority teachers. We worked with the school district. We had the respect. They gave us a seat at the table, and we worked hard to improve conditions in the Louisville Independent School District. We developed a partnership with the Princeton Review in which they conducted training sessions for our students. Now, who did that? I did that, as a matter of fact. And with other organizations that was a part of the community service that we were engaged in. We talked about the North Mississippi Delta Sickle Cell Council, that foundation that 25-year-old started. We just talked about Concerned Citizens and African American Parents, which was started in 2003 and is still in existence today. Wow, isn't that amazing? Let's give a clap. Let's clap for that, okay? And then finally, everybody needs to eat. There's an organization called the North Texas Food Bank. I'm one of their spokespeople. And by the way, we're in Fort Worth. There's a Tarrant County Food Bank as well. I'm affiliated with the North Texas Food Bank. I'm one of their spokespeople. I go out to organizations and speak on their behalf. Are you aware that the North Texas Food Bank provides enough meals to feed the entire populations of Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Oklahoma 10 times each? Wow. That's 144 million meals. You see why I'm involved? See, food insecurity is rampant. Some families don't have anything to eat, and without the North Texas Food Bank, they wouldn't have anything at all. They'd have to make a choice between eating and paying bills. There are many success stories. What I like to say is, community services is a part of my life. For as long as I can remember, I've been involved in community service. Because my parents said, Calvin, nobody makes it on his own. Everybody needs help. And I said, yes, Mama. That's what I said. The trifecta of value creation is real. The beneficiaries receive value, the community receives value, and you receive value. Who's going to join me in providing as much value as we can in the communities where we live? Anybody? Okay.